Hey everyone, it's Mike from Rogala Photography here. Today I want to go through a edit of a recent fall photo showing the new autumn colors. This year it's amazing. This is Letchworth State Park here in New York State. They call it the Grand Canyon of the East Coast. If you ever get a chance and you're out this way, I tell you, Letchworth is an amazing state park. It is so beautiful, so many things to see, especially here in the fall time. So this right here is the after, okay, after all my edits. And then right here is the raw photo, what I started with, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually reset this right here. So let me come in here. Oh, and also, normally I know you usually see me editing in Lightroom Classic. I've been using Adobe Bridge to organize my photos, and then that way I can edit my photos in Adobe Camera Raw, and then very easily transition over to Adobe Photoshop. And I'm really liking the workflow, and I'll probably end up showing you guys a complete workflow sometime soon. I'm still kind of learning Adobe Bridge. Camera Raw is pretty easy because Camera Raw is basically Lightroom. Okay, it's basically everything's the same. It might be in a little different order, but it's the same exact module for the most part. I'll do a workflow video on that. If you really want to see that, let me know. I'll put it in the comment section. I would appreciate it. But I'm really liking it. It's a much faster workflow. I'm noticing Bridge is so much faster than Lightroom. Lightroom can really get bogged down if you're not careful. So um, I'll do a workflow video on that sometime soon. But anyway, so let me reset this back to where I was at the beginning here. So reset to default. Boom. Okay, here's my original photo. All right. Now, normally when you see me editing a photo, usually you see me come down and do one of my linear profiles. However, we're going to do something a little bit different to make these fall colors pop. So you're going to come down here into the browse. And again, you could do this in Lightroom too. It's the same exact thing. And we're not going to be using our raw, Adobe Raw, or our camera matching profiles. We're going to come on down here to artistic. And we're going to try artistic number 3. Okay. So we click on that. Okay. You can see here, and you'll really be able to see it in a minute once I open up the exposures and everything on here, on how the colors really changed. Actually, if I do this right here, here's before, and you can see it now. I mean, even while the photo is still underexposed, you can definitely see a difference there. But let me come on over here. We will come on over into the light module here, and we're going to open that up, and you can see here really makes a difference. We could bring that down if you want. If you want to have more green, you could bring this down actually. So you can see if I bring this all the way down, that's pretty much that's what the photo looked like before the profile. And after, I'm going to add, let's go, we're going to go just below. So we want to keep a little bit of the green in there to keep it kind of natural. So we're right around 84 or so. And then let me see, I want to open up the whites. Okay. Blacks, I want to open them up a little bit. Shadows, not too much. So we still want to have that contrast in there. We're going to bring the highlights down. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll bring the highlights down. There we go. Need them all the way down. Then we can do some contrast here. I'm going to actually take some contrast out because we're going to put it back in when we do our masking. Okay. So let me open up those blacks a little bit more. All right, we got the light color. I'm not going to do too much just yet. I'm going to add a little bit of tint and a little bit of temperature of warmth. And again, I don't want to go too crazy only because this is global and I don't want to eliminate the blue out of the sky here. So the vibrance, we're going to increase that, and we're going to go quite a bit here because again, it's an autumn photo, so you really want the colors to pop. And then we're gonna raise, usually I don't erase saturation at all, but I think for this one, increasing saturation a little bit is going to help. So let's get out of that now. Effects, we want to add a little bit of clarity, and we want to add some texture into those leaves there. That's actually quite a bit. Curves, we're not going to touch. I'm going to come back to color in a little bit. So right now we got to go to detail. We want to sharpen our image. So I bring the radius all the way down, detail all the way up. Sharpening, I like to come up into like between 70 and 80. And then masking, if you don't know this trick, hold down the masking slider, hold your option key there, and anything in white is what's going to be sharpened. So we want to limit. We don't want the whole image being sharpened. We just want bits and pieces. So right about there. Okay. And we're going to come back, I think, to denoise later. I'm not going to do it just yet. I do like what they do with denoise, though. It doesn't save it as a TIFF file anymore. It actually keeps it as your camera's raw file, which I really, really like. Okay, calibration. We want to do this right here. We are going to, actually, we're not going to do saturation. We are going to do the hue. I like to bring that down a little bit, just kind of get that intensity down just a little bit. And then same thing here with the green primary. Okay. And it's making those greens come out a little bit more while keeping the oranges and the reds and the yellows. And then with the blue primary, that's where it's going to make the biggest changes. We're going to be bringing a lot of that back. Okay. And it's going to help the sky pop a little bit. I do want to saturate the red primary and the green primary a little bit more, though, to bring those out a little bit. Okay. Now we want to come on over here to color. And I do want to add some temperature, a little too much. Okay, right about there. And then I want to bring up the vibrance a little bit more. And then actually I'm going to bring that saturation down a little bit. Bring that vibrance down a little bit more. Okay, there we go. All right. Now we have the color mixer here. So I want to come over into luminance, and I want to make the yellows brighter. And I want to make the oranges brighter a little bit there. Reds, let me see with the reds. Actually, yeah, reds look pretty good. Greens, we want to make them brighter now too, actually, so they make them stand out a little bit more. With the saturation, I want to increase the blues in that sky especially, and the aquas too. All right. And then we want to, let me see, want to increase the green saturation, and I'm going to bring down that orange just a little bit, and that red just a tiny bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to come, actually, no, we're going to do this now, color grading. So highlights, I want to see, this is where the sun was coming up, and it's still a little too white for me. I want to add some color into that. So we're going to bring this up over, warm it up a little bit there, then add some saturation, and you can see that that sky is definitely coming out a little bit more. Let's brighten it up or dark. Yeah, we're going to brighten it up a little bit. And again, we want to bring this over more towards the yellow. Right there, I think that's good. Okay. And then with the darks, we are going to add a little bit of blues to cool it down. And let's do this now. We don't want to go too much here because that's really going to do it too much there. So, and I'm going to add some more to the sky in a minute. So let me see. That's enough blues right there. We're going to kind of come back to that. Not actually that module, but we're going with masking. We're going to change some things. All right. So now we're going to come on over to masking. And I want to click on a linear gradient. And we're going to bring it down right here. And I want to add some blue to that. And I want to saturate that a little bit more. And we want to bring that temperature down. Not too much, though. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to lower that saturation a little bit there. And we're going to There we go. All right. And now to compensate the lighter areas, I want to add a radial gradient right here. All right, like that. And then I want to increase the temperature. Not too much though. So if you go too much, you see how you get that banding in there. We don't really want that. We gotta be very, very careful with that. And then I want to add some magenta in there, like that. And then I want to open up the blacks to get a little bit of a glow right there. And again, not too much. We don't want a ton of glow. We can always come down to the haze here. And where's the haze right here? Can add a little bit more like that. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to do another. You're going to see me using a lot of radial gradients in this photo. They just seem to. If you've seen any of my Lightroom videos, you know that I love radial gradient filters or masks, and I'll tell you, they just their shape makes everything look natural. So let's see. I want to open up the whites a little bit here. I want to open up my shadows, and I want to get a little bit more exposure, and I want to add some more mist into that fog. All right, and we want to keep that kind of on the cool side. All right, like that. Perfect. Now I am going to do a linear gradient, and we are going to bring that down a little bit right there. Bring the highlights down a little bit, but I want to up the whites because I don't want to lose that color altogether. Right there. There we go. And now I want to take a radial and I want to brighten this part up just a little bit. It's still in the shade, so I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I want to brighten it up because there is some really nice color in there. So we're going to brighten it up just a little bit. Whites, let's brighten that up. Let's warm it up just a little bit. Some color in there. See, we want to brought that color back a little bit. So just to kind of keep it there, even though it's still in the shade, because the sun is back here. You can actually see it popping up over here. Um, so it still would naturally be darker, but I want to make it pop just a little bit more. And then at the same time, I'm going to take another radial. And let me see, actually, I want to come on over here. Right there. There we go. We're going to angle that up a little bit. Perfect. And we are going to brighten that just a tad. Bring the whites up a little bit. Open up the blacks. Add a little bit of warmth because, again, the sun is shining right there. Boom. And then we want to add some texture. So we get that rock on that canyon wall there. And some clarity there. Oh, there we go. That really did it. Right there. Put on 4. That's good. And then we're going to increase the color. And I'm going to add a little bit more white. Right there. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And now I want to do some dodging here. So I want to take a brush and let me do this. I'm going to get a little bit of exposure and a little bit of whites. But then I also want to add a little bit of warmth. So we're going to add some temperature to that right there. And then with my brush here, I am going to make these highlights pop a little bit more here. And a little bit in here, not a ton. Right here, make them pop a little bit. Boom, here. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. I'm going to actually bring that exposure down. Right about there. There we go. A little bit in here. I'm not going to do too much up there. There's really not much there to see. I think that looks good right there. Okay, perfect. All right. So there's that mask right there. Now, let me see. What else do we want to do? Anything else on here? Let me look at my notes here. Oh, you know what we want to do is we want to add a vignette. And again, if you see my videos, you know that I do not use the vignette feature that's built in to Lightroom or obviously in Camera Raw. So I just like to use a radial gradient filter or mask, and then make sure you come on over here, hit invert, and then now I can bring that down right there. Boom, that's good. I don't want to go too much. And then to really make everything pop, bring another one almost as big. But now we're just going to increase the exposure right there. Boom, that's it. Okay. And then all I need to do now is come on back here. And this, again, this new denoise feature, phenomenal. It is only in Camera Raw, I believe. I don't think they added it to Lightroom Classic yet. I'll be honest with you, I haven't checked. But from what I've seen, they haven't added it to there yet. They've only put it in here. So I'm going to click the denoise. And I already did it earlier because I actually, you saw that I did it. So that's why everything happened really quick. But normally you'd have to let it run. So let's go right about here. That looks good. Okay. And there we have a finished photo. So let me see if I come over here. What would I do here? There we go. So we're going to come over here. There's our before. There we go. Here's before, right over here. And then here's after. All right. And then let me see. Let's go back over to here. There we go. So again, here's before. You could see over here, this side, how it's definitely a more red and orange. Over here, we still got the greens in there. You don't want to get rid of them all the way. And over here too. So there you have it. We have a fall photo edited in Adobe Camera Raw. And like I said, you could do exactly the same thing in Lightroom Classic. It's no different. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, everyone.